What's up, guys? Welcome back to In the Shop TV. My name is Mike. This is my 1955 Chevy truck build. Last time we got our control arms installed. Today we're going to be taking them off, prepping them, and getting them painted along with our spindles here. So stick with me and we'll get to work. Guys, before we get started, I'm not too good to ask for help. We're trying to grow this channel and I desperately need subscribers. So if you don't mind, if you want to watch this truck get built from the frame up to completion, please click that subscribe button and a little bell notification. This way you get notified whenever we upload a new video. Alright guys, sorry it's been so long since I made a video. If you remember, last time we had kind of a screw up when we installed and welded in our top hats. Something got off somehow. We were off by about 1/8 of an inch. We welded in a couple pieces of metal so we can move our control arms forward on this side, and we corrected the problem. I want to get them out of the way because this front cross member, the original cross member, is still in place. So I want to cut that out, and I just don't want the new parts in the way. See if I can do this one-handed. Well, just because you can do it one-handed doesn't mean you should. So I gotta remember to keep our parts together here so we don't start losing stuff, because I've been known to lose stuff. So fortunately, these ball joints are of the unscrewing orientation, so we're just gonna go ahead and flip them over, unscrew our ball joints. All right, so the only thing left here is the rod, the threaded rod that gets bolted to the top hats. But it's gonna be kind of difficult to get out because these bushings are pressed in, so we're just gonna do our best to mask everything up around it and leave that in place. I'm gonna go ahead now and get the lower control arms taken off. These I'm probably gonna have to put the camera down because I might have to punch these bolts through, and I'm not gonna be able to do that while holding the camera, so I'll be right back. All right, so our lowers are off. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing and unscrew the lower ball joint. That over here. And then we have, this is a bolt for our coilovers. I need a wrench for that. All right, and there's our lower control arm. Same thing on this. We're gonna have to tape up these bushings as best as we can. So there is some kind of coating on these steel control arms, but as you can see, we're not a minute too late because we're already starting to get some surface rust. I don't know if you guys can pick that up on there. It's a lot more apparent off camera, but they definitely need to get painted in short order because they'll just start rusting up. Just the air, you know, whatever moisture's in the air will start corroding these things. So it's time to get some paint on them. All right, so I've got a great big pile of control arms here that are stripped down, or mostly stripped down. I'm gonna go ahead and start taping up everything and get the bushings covered up, and then we'll start sanding it down and get it ready for paint. And it's one done. All right, so we're all taped off. I'm gonna go ahead and start scuffing these up with the 220 sandpaper right now to get them, have some tooth on it so the paint will stick to them. All right, so I've got everything taped up, sanded down, and ready to go. The only thing I gotta do left is wipe everything down with some brake cleaner just to get all the dust off and everything. I've got this little kind of stick set up over here to suspend everything so we don't get paint on our floor. And I think we're gonna be just about ready to go. so that's the first coat down. The product that I'm using is VHT paint. It's called a roll bar and chassis. It's supposedly an epoxy-based paint, but I call fake news on that because epoxy usually comes with, you gotta mix 2 parts to make an epoxy paint. Unless I'm way off base on that, but yeah, I'm calling fake news. Anyway, I've heard that it's a really good product for this particular use. If you're doing sway bars, it's really good too. It's really good for chassis. It's pretty durable from what I understand. It says you don't need a primer right here on the label itself. It says no primer needed, rust and corrosion resistant, good for roll and Nerf bars, frame and suspension. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I did read a bunch of reviews on it. People seem to be happy with it. So I went with it. Some changes, I decided to mask off the bar in between the upper control arms, and I'm just gonna hit that with, I think, like a satin clear, just to give a little bit of contrast. Also, since you're gonna be tightening down and that's gonna be your alignment point, I think the paint's just asking to get scuffed up a lot. So we'll use the clear there, so any type of scuffing you won't really see, and the clear will just keep it from rusting a little bit. So that's the plan for right now. It says to recoat, do 2 light coats, then followed by 2 medium coats. So, and it has to be done within an hour of spraying the first coat. So I'm gonna wait 10 minutes between coats. I'm gonna hit this again and then hit it one more time. We're gonna call it good. All right, so it's been about 20 minutes. We're gonna go on with our second medium coat now. All right, guys, we're all painted up. I'm super happy with how it came out. It went on really, really nice and smooth. I like the tip that's on it. It fans out really nice. It didn't get any drips. It wasn't coming out real heavy, so I was very happy with the product. Don't know how it'll hold up, obviously, because I don't have it on the car. I haven't put it through its torture test yet and all that, but so far, I'm happy with the product out of the can, and I'm happy with how it looks on here. How it's drying is kind of a really nice satin black, so it looks pretty good. So, all things considered, I might consider using this when I do the rear end on the rear axle. I think that might be kind of a good product to use on that. We'll see. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. So the black is all dry now. I did go ahead and spray up my center bolts here with some clear. I gave them 3 coats of clear with about a couple minutes to dry in between each coat, and they're starting to tack up real nice now. So I don't know. Hopefully they'll stay that way and not show any rust as long as they're protected. So that's the idea. Hopefully it works out. But I like the contrast. It looks kind of nice. And again, if I spray these with black, and you have your bolts that go down on top of it, and they're gonna be moved around all the time when you're doing alignments and whatnot, and just kind of would wind up scratching the black and look crappy. So I figured better to leave them in that natural color. So next comes the fun part. We're gonna get the control arms put back on. We got our coilovers mounted, our caliper brackets. We got some fancy calipers. We got some fancy rotors coming. We're gonna put those all on. But that's going to be in the next video. So come on back in the next video. Hope to see you guys here. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, criticism, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I'd love to read the comments, and I try to get back to every single one that does leave a comment. Guys, thanks for being with me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.